Hey, yo.
Back hero.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Go ahead. This is a cold open.
Nah, but in the you never straight up just said Keegan Murray sucks. You
Never.
just said that he wasn't what you wanted for the Pistons, and you
Yeah.
reiterated that a few times.
I did
because
because the writing was on the bro. He was ready to hoop. Like he looked like a pro ready player.
All right, this is just not what you wanted.
It's
for the
not
Pistons.
so twofold. So to backtrack a little bit of a cold open here. I was saying off mic that I might owe Keegan Murray a little bit of an apology, but maybe not, because like Noveliss was saying, I never said he was weak. I just said that I would prefer we not pick him. And the good news is it's not like we even passed on him. We never had a chance at him. He got picked before.
He got picked before.
Right. So Pistons don't need to feel any type of way. However, I will say the two reasons why I don't think I owe him an apology is, one, because I never said he was trash. He looked like he was going to be able to play. But the way he played, for my taste,
right, in college
was that's not what the Pistons need.
Right.
And two, like the shit that we do need, we got. Like, bro, Jaden Ivey is exactly what I am ready for the possibility that Keegan Murray has a better rookie season than Jaden Ivey. That's totally within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But the way that he compliments this team, the way he compliments Cade Cunningham, dog, like, come on, bro. That's better. That's the best case scenario for both teams. We both got it right. It's all good.
So, sweep players in Summer League. Stop acting like can't play sweep players in Summer League.
Yeah. Summer League trash now.
But with that said, while we're talking about sports, hey man, Moses Moody, fantastic.
Good
Summer
player.
League scoring champ, good player. Let's go. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not. I'm telling you, man, I think he's gonna end up being one of my all-time favorite Warriors. He just has the type of game that I really like.
Smooth.
So I hope he ends up doing what I think he can do. Kuminga obviously should be really good, but the sleeper, sign Mcglung, man.
Good player.
This guy was unbelievable in high school. He was the white kid years ago. It was kind of like Zion and him in high school with all the crazy
dunking
videos.
on everybody.
Yeah, he's good, man, and he can hoop. I really want the Warriors to sign him. But what's up, y'all? Welcome. I think this is episode 125
Or something.
Hey, man, it's gonna be a good episode. To close it out, we got the SwordCast Definitive Top 10 90's films.
Hey,
You guys sent
about
in
that.
your list. We got a bunch of lists from people who are in the Discord, people not in the Discord. It's we'll see.
Uh-oh.
I got it. A lot of lists, a lot of variety, different kinds of movies. I think that's the best part about it, but we'll discuss it.
So I know I got to pick a perspective top 5.
Well, we
feel,
could do it when we get to
Oh,
it.
no, for sure. I'll just say that I feel confident about only 2. This is like
wow.
a record
it's
level
such
of
a big.
Yeah.
This is like worse than video games because
Right.
it's like
Every
there's so
movie
many,
ever.
Yeah, bro. Because I mean, the 90s pumped out a ton of good movies, bad movies, kid movies, adult movies. You know what I mean?
Martial arts, action. Everything.
Hood movies were kind of the.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of like the.
Fuck! I forgot all about that.
That
whole
was kind of
genre.
like the birth of like the hood
shit.
movies and stuff.
Okay, so I feel confident about 3 now. There's one. I didn't vote for it, but I'm sure it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on somebody's list for sure.
But man, what are you into currently?
Man,
Like Bretta.
I'll talk more about what I'm into currently soon, but I'm a little nervous. I'll just put it that way. A little nervous.
Boy. All right.
A little nervous. It'll be fine. But I'm a little nervous. I'm not quite sure what we're doing here or why we're doing what we're doing. But,
I know exactly what you mean.
We'll see. And I've been obsessed with that basically all day today. So like I can't really think of anything else.
Poor guy. Yeah, man. I just been. It's funny because we're doing. I've been into 2 things actually. We're doing 90s films today, but I've been in the 80s films. I've been watching a lot of 80s movies ever since we were talking about that. And you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this about me, but I'm actually like a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. Me and my brother. My brother used to love Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Like all the Terminator movies, Predator, Commando, True Lies. You know,
True Lies, bro. Most ridiculous opening scene ever.
Dog, I love that movie.
Wait, hold on. Was True Lies? I don't know if it was the opening scene, but wasn't there a scene where this nigga used a satellite to like spy on his ex-wife or something like that?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
That movie is awesome. But you know what Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that I revisited after so many years. I love the Conan the Barbarian, man. I think that might be my favorite Arnold movie.
That was one of his first, wasn't it?
It was. That's just a dope 80s. It's an 80s movie, kind of, you know, fantasy, swords, magic. That movie's awesome. I love that movie.
He-Man came out around the same time, but that was Dolph Lundgren, wasn't it?
The Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
That movie's actually like, if you were to, Conan is way better movie. Like I love Masters of the Universe too, but that movie is like one of those like holy grail of bad movies type of movie. Like the Conan movie is actually a good movie and it's pretty well done. And Arnold, you know, it's a good movie, man. I always, you know, the sword is supposed to be heavy and he kind of does a good job of depicting that the sword he has is like mad heavy.
This shit. Fucking Masters of the Universe. That shit was ass.
Yeah. And then like that. Well, you stop it.
Skeletor.
Dolph Lundgren, man. Dolph Lundgren was kind of like he was like the B tier like action hero of the 90s. Like there was obviously Arnold, you had Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jackie Chan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there was like that. Then you know, Stallone and then you had like kind of that B tier, and then it was like Dolph Lundgren.
Yep. Dolph Lundgren and that white dude that was in American Ninja. Do you remember that movie?
American Ninja. Yeah, I do remember that movie.
I can't remember his name. Movie sucked.
That movie was really bad. But yeah, but watch it. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I've been watching.
In front of the flag, get your ass, sit down,
God.
nigga. What the fuck,
America. But I've been I've been watching some 80s movies, and also, as y'all know, if you're in the Discord, you guys already know this, but my son has like forcefully got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh. It's been a long time, dude. Like Pokemon, I never really left Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like I pretty much consistently been playing Pokemon like since it came out when I was in like 4th grade. Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot different. I remember how earlier, like a few episodes back, we were talking about how we kind of, when we're kids, it's like, yeah, like 90s or X-Men comics, and then like when you were kind of like getting a little edgy, or you were like reading X-Force,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like Yu-Gi-Oh was like it was like that. Like, you know, you did Pokemon for a minute, and then Yu-Gi-Oh was kind of like the edgier, you know, game that some of the older kids were playing. And you know, I was into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was into Yu-Gi-Oh probably like in middle school. You know what I'm saying? I still was playing in high school, but it's been a long time, man.
You know, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh, dog. I never had any cards or nothing. I watched it, but I never played it.
I'll say this: Yu-Gi-Oh is it's fun, and it's some nerd stuff, man. Like these cards.
Wait a minute, Blue Eyes White Dragon is only worth $22.
Bro, there's so many different cards. They got different rarities. Like they got rare, they got ultra rare, they got secret rare, they got limited. It's like so many different. It's a lot, but
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yu-Gi-Oh's fun, man, and it can be really complicated, and like, bro, the rules. There's so many new rules from when I used to play. Like it's crazy, but I mean, for example, like you can have a dope card, but like some of the ways to summon the dope cards, it can be pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you have the right things in place, because you might have a really powerful card in Yu-Gi-Oh, but like in order to summon it, you might have to have a spell card that you need, or you might have to sacrifice a certain amount of monsters that you have in order to play that one. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But
so I'm looking at Exodia here, and I remember the show.
Exodia is a big. I think if you assemble Exodia, you just win.
Well, I mean, that's what I was about to say. I remember the show made it look like Exodia was like the fucking GOAT, but I'm looking at its stats. The stats don't really look that crazy.
That's because you gotta build it. You gotta build it. You gotta have the arms, the legs, and all that.
Y'all, what's the coldest card you and your son have? Y'all got Exodia?
Yeah, he has Exodia, but he doesn't have all the parts to it. But I mean, we got some good cards, man. He's like I remember this when I was a kid and I was playing. My favorite card of all time was this card called Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. It was like a super long name, but that was my baby when I used to play, and I used to build. And when I was a kid, that was my favorite card. There's different classes. Like there's dragons, and there's warriors, and there's, you got like the magician card. There's so many different classes, but I used to like the warrior classes, and that card.
Holy fucking hell! What's the 5-headed dragon? I never even heard of that.
Bro, there's some.
That shit got 5,000 everything.
Yeah, but read the. How do you summon it? It'll tell you, and then they'll have like abilities and all this.
5 dragon monsters must be fusion summoned.
See, that's a lot, but and that's man. They got fusion summons and link summons. There's so many. It's a lot of rules, but if you know how to play, and you can kind of build a deck around what you know how to do and what you like to do, and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Dragon
Master Knight.
Look up the card that. Whoa. So the one I told you is my favorite that I used to have.
What was it called?
I don't have it now, but I've been looking for it. Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Super long name, but this card was like my favorite card when I was growing up, and because it was like, it's a really strong card, and it was easy to summon. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stronger cards have like really complicated paths to summoning them into battle, That one was really easy. And then there was another, it was like a girl one that was just Blackluster Soldier. I used to use that, but you had to have a spell card called Blackluster Ritual in order to summon it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can get a lot, but it's,
Obelisk the Tormentor, he looks like a motherfucker.
that's a Egyptian god card.
Dog,
yeah.
Dragon Master Knight looks like the GOAT card.
I used to a lot of it, bro.
Nigga, you see how many stars this nigga has?
There's some really sick cards, man. Like, so I used to also play this one. I'm gonna try to find this one too. It was another one that I used to use a lot when I was a kid. And everybody I used to play. We used to play at lunch. It's called Buster Blader, and he's like a dragon. He's like a dragon killer. Like, he was like the best card for taking out dragons. And I used to use that one a lot too. So, you know, my son's got me all the way in, man. Like, he let me use some of his cards, and he beat me, and he just would not. When you got kids, bro. If they win, you won't be able to live it down, because they just bring it up all the time.
Bro, Purple Eyes Shining Dragon. That looked like the sweetest card I've ever seen.
Bro, Red Eyes Metal Dragon. Look that up.
I saw that one.
Dragon's fire.
That one is dope.
But he beat me, man, and then he was like, "Oh, Dad, you should get your own cards," you know. And what he does is he wants me to get my own, so he can also look through them and take the ones that he wants. So we went to the card store,
bro,
and
Neo Blue Eyes, Quinny. Bro, what the fuck is this nonsense, dog? Fucking
Hey. Well,
Dragon.
actually,
Quinnial Dragon. What the? That shit is a beast, though.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, some of these monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh are really, 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 really dope. Man, there's ninjas, bro. There's ninjas. There's samurai. There's everything. Every class you can think of.
Jesus Christ. So the dragon cards are like, oh wow. What the fuck does this even say? Hella deity stalled ninja dragon cross origin.
That thing is probably it's a whole essay, bro, for the rules for that card.
This card is always treated as a ninja dragon monster. This card must be fusion summon or pendulum summon and cannot be summoned other ways. When this card is destroyed, you have at least one face up pendulum. Bro, I don't even know what any of these words mean.
Yeah, that's
you can destroy all the cards your opponent controls. You could just win.
Yeah,
I guess
that's how. But yeah, man. So, you know, he got me all the way back, and man drugged me to the card store. We were playing in the card store, which is like,
I'm sorry, bro. Vortex Dragon Lightning Mechawing. They're just making shit up now. Good Lord. Bro, that's the name of this episode, dog. Vortex Dragon. Are these real, or this is just like made up shit?
Those are real cards.
Vortex Dragon Lightning Mechawing. There we go. Crazy.
But yeah, the dragon cards are sick. They're really dope. But yeah, man, like I said, the boy drugged me to the card store, made me get some cards, and played in there. So I've been secretly building a deck behind his back, so he can. So when next time we battle, I actually smashed him the first time, but then he's pretty good. I have some older cards. I have this one. I sent it to the Discord. I have this spell card that's like cheating, and it's like my best shot to beat him right now because he has way stronger cards than I do. But I have this one spell card. It's called Order to Charge, and literally you just target a monster that you have, and you can like tribute it, which means you can kill it, send it to the graveyard, and then this spell card lets you just pick any monster they have and just kill it.
Damn,
it's so cheap, but it's my best card right now for battling him. But yeah, man, it's fun. He's like, when I get home after we do this, I guarantee he's gonna be waiting on the couch in the living room, like trying to challenge me. And right now it's tough for me to beat him. But like I said, I'm secretly building a deck behind his back. So,
it's a couple of on here that have like 5,000 attack. Now I see something here that feels like it's not real. Don 1,000 Monster C. Is that a real thing? It says it has 10,000 attack and 10,000 defense.
I never heard of it, but it could be, man. Some of these things, the catch is that they're super powerful, but it is like really hard
impossible to get them.
You can have the card, but you won't be. You doesn't mean you can summon it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to be able to summon these cards, and a lot of the summons are tough. Like you gotta, like there's one. I have a dragon card, bro, where you have to sacrifice 4 level 11 dragons to summon that one. That is
shit.
Ridiculous because 11 is like mad powerful.
Yeah.
And for you to get 4 of those, and then you got to think those cards have summoning rules too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to summon all those and then tribute them to that one. So it's like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And the battles will take a long time. Like we battled last night for like 2 hours.
Get the fuck out of here.
But you know, it's fine.
Hey, well actually,
it is.
Well,
it's
actually,
like some Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. But yeah, man. So my boy got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh. So here I am, playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm secretly building a deck behind his back so I can smash him by the weekend. So
there you go.
But all right, man. Quick wrestling recap. AW Fighter Fest, man. Both the nights were dope. I think the big thing that we took away, obviously, Orange Cat. Again, we talked about how Orange Cassidy he's here.
Yeah, man.
He is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I think, obviously he's funny. He's got the funny gimmick, bro. Did you see? I mean, obviously had the banger against Ospreay at Forbidden Door. The match against Wardlow at Fighter Fest.
I did, yeah.
Bro, it was hilarious that Chucky T and Trent were just like, we're going to cheat.
We're going to cheat.
Bro, Chucky grabbed
they pull out a
chainsaw and tried to put it in the ring.
Come on, guys.
That was absolutely hilarious. Loved it. That match was good. Then we had, I love Takeshita, man. We talked about that. He's becoming one of my favorite.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite wrestlers in the world. He's like if Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi had a baby.
Yep.
Which they may have.
Right. It might be him.
Like kayfabe, they may have had a baby.
It might be him. It might be him.
But I thought that he should have beat Moxley, man. Like if it's that. They do the title eliminator thing. It's like if you win, then you get the title shot. It wasn't for the title.
I thought that he might. Honestly, I think he's probably. I think they're like circling him for the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, he's really dope.
Who do you think's gonna be the next guy to join?
I think they got to be careful because it's about to. It's getting kind of big.
They don't need another top guy.
Yeah, they need.
I actually think I have a pretty good guess. I think it's gonna be Lee Moriarty.
Oh, I wouldn't be mad at that. I like Lee Moriarty. And plus, that would be, they're kind of circling around the guys that Danielson named a long time ago.
Dante Martin.
Yeah.
Lee Moriarty. I mean, Yuta was one of those guys.
Yeah, Yuta was one of those guys, too. So, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Fighter Fest was dope. Obviously, it was super dope and kind of surprising. Swerve and Keith Lee won the tag titles.
Yeah,
that was dope. The match was dope, bro. Keith Lee with the tope.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
That was a good one too. Like it wasn't
he
like
landed on his feet.
He cleared it. That was a good one.
Yeah,
that match was really dope, and I was genuinely surprised. I did not expect them to win that match. So that was dope. And then Friday. The super random main event. It was the Lucha Bros versus Private Party, but that match was good. So yeah, man. I mean, AW still on fire,
rocking it.
G1 has started in New Japan.
How often do they do G1? I feel like they do it like twice a year.
No, I do it once a year. It was weird because of COVID for a minute, but they do it in the summer all the time, and it's G1's my thing. So. I gotta get caught up. I saw night 1, missed night 2. So
who are the special guest guys that are in it this year?
See, that's kind of the thing that kind of bothered me a little bit because it's not they don't really have any. I mean, there's guys. So there's guys that are in it from New Japan that aren't normally in it, and that's kind of their surprises. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that
wasn't Yuta supposed to be in it, or was he in it last year?
No, he's never been in it. He was. I think they advertised. Yuta was in Best of Super Junior. Best of Super Junior is like the cruiserweight tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got. So it's Okada, Yano, A. You know they do the A block and the B block. This time they got. It's a bigger field than it normally is because usually there's A block and B block. Now they have A block, B block, C block, and D block, which that's a lot. And you know they have it's like the typical usual guys like D block or A block is Okada, Yano, Tom Lawler's new. He's a New Japan Strong guy from like the LA dojo. He's actually really dope. I like him. Then you got Jeff Cobb. Jonah was in NXT. He left NXT, the big fella.
Okay.
So he's kind of a surprise guy. Bad Luck Fale. Lance Archer's a surprise guy because he was with AEW. Then B block is Switchblade, Ishii, Sonata, Tamatonga, Great Okan, Chase Owens, and Taichi. So no surprises in that one. C block is Tanahashi, Goto, Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Hanare, Kenta, Evil. You know, no surprises there. D block is Ospreay, Yoshihashi, Shingo, David Finlay, Juice Robinson. El Phantasmo is kind of the surprise. He's never done G1 before. I want to say David Finlay's never done G1 either, but I could be wrong about that one.
David Finlay is somebody's son, right? Oh, Finlay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's actually good. I like him. And Juice Robinson and Yujiro Takahashi. So if I had to give a prediction right now, who do I want to win G1? I want Shingo to win. Or Shingo, and I mean, I get it. He was already champ, but Shingo's such a beast, man.
Yeah, he's dope.
I would love for Shingo to win. I would love for Zack Sabre Jr. to win. I don't think Naito's going to win. I don't really want Okada to win. I just want it to be somebody. G1 has been revolved around the same guys for a long time. Like it's been Naito, Ibushi, Okada. You know what I'm saying? Jay White's always hovering around the end in the finals. Like I really want it to be something fresh. Like I would love. They kind of teased Sonata for a minute. They were doing the Sonata thing like a couple years ago, last year. But I want it to be somebody that we don't expect. I think Ospreay is probably the favorite to win. I wouldn't be surprised if he won. I wouldn't mind if he won either. I mean, Ospreay's a beast.
He's fire. I
think he's kind of long overdue to win. I would love if Zack Sabre Jr. came out of nowhere and won. I love him. But I don't know. We'll see, man. But yeah, G1 is about to pop off. So boom, there's that. But yeah, man, let's talk about Ms. Marvel. We haven't talked about it in a couple episodes. Obviously, the show has since wrapped up. And I mean, let's just get right to it. The finale had a thing that everybody has been talking about. Yeah. What is the thing?
So we dug a little bit deeper. So massive spoilers here. So we dug into the origin of Kamala Khan's power, and in a very tongue-in-cheek way. What's my man's name? Bruno kind of winked and said, "Hey, there's something different about you in your genes. Something like a mutation." That nigga,
bro, that was like a episode of like all that,
right, dog? He really like milked that
something
line,
like a
mutation. and then actually, right, mutation. So I panicked when I first heard that because I was unsure. I was thinking, are they gonna like pull the wool over our eyes again? Are they gonna like?
Bro, this was the most obvious. If this is a pump fake, that's just
bro.
ridiculous.
They can't. So that's what I was thinking at first, because like technically being she's an Inhuman in the comics, and technically being an Inhuman is a mutation.
Terrigen Mist.
But like then I went and watched that scene again, and they hit me with the I was like, oh hell nah.
Yeah.
So okay. So let me talk about this for a second, bro. What are we doing, guys? Just relax. We don't need to panic. Listen, everyone who listens to this podcast knows that the mutants in the X-Men is like my favorite part about comics in general. Like that's my favorite everything. So I care about this, and I'm very excited that it's coming. But we don't have to rush here, guys. Like just it's okay. Like I'm excited too. Like nobody's more excited for this shit than me. Trust me. But let's not fuck around here. Let's not short. So what I'm worried about is this, man. I still think, I mean, they're clearly still doing Secret Wars or some sort of incursion thing, whatever they're going to call it. They might not call it Secret Wars. I think they probably still will because they've been talking about it.
So in the comics, it's the incursion. This is it's the thing that happens that gets the Illuminati involved in everything with the planets running each other or the universes running each other. I was thinking, what if they do a thing where instead of the incursion causing planets causing the universe to destroy another one. Mm-hmm. So going back to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, since the book got destroyed, right? Mm-hmm. What if instead of them destroying the universes destroying each other, what if when they collide they just get mixed?
Well, I mean that's basically what happened. I mean that's eventually what happens in after Battle World, and that's what they should do. As a way
to be like to have mutants.
Yeah, no, we called this months ago, right? Like that's what they should do. They should. I mean, they've already been setting it up. They set up the incursions. They set up this idea that the multiverse exists and there's different versions, and we got a canon depiction of mutants in another universe, right? Like they exist clearly. We have an opportunity to do Secret Wars, have a cool story with Doctor Doom and or Kang, or maybe both if you have time. Probably not. And you have these two universes incurring on one another, and they could even in the meantime they could start doing X-Men movies just in that other universe.
Yeah,
they could just start.
It doesn't even have to take place in 616. It could be,
and then you can. Else. So we can get to know those characters, and we can get to know their story, and they can have the weight and the gravity that story needs, and by itself. And then we have the Secret Wars incursion event. Everybody scraps it out. Battle World, Super Doom, or God Doom, God Kang, however you want to do it. And then once that gets resolved, you reset. You have those universes combined like they do in the comics, and you can do the Fox verse, the Marvel verse, and the Sony verse, assuming that Sony can get a deal done with Disney, and have Spider-Man and X-Men and Avengers, everybody all in one nice right, bro, just in one nice playpen, and it'll be all good.
Right.
So what I'm worried about now, they very well still may do that, and I think they still probably will, because there's no cleaner way to reboot or to do like a soft reboot and get everybody in than that. So I think they still might do it, but I don't want the worst case scenario, in my opinion, that would just completely undercut how important X-Men is as a symbol, is for them to just start popping up all of a sudden. That's so whack, bro. They need to.
I would like to think that they wouldn't do that.
I mean, I hope, but it's kind of looking like they are already. They're kind of doing it.
Be so whack.
And then, like, so what do you do? I've seen all the videos. I've seen the theories. I've seen people online coming up with these harebrained schemes.
That
like,
suck, man.
They just been laying low. Like they've done that 2 months already. They did that with the Eternals. They did it with the clandestines. They did it with like Kun Lun and like Shang-Chi.
Yeah, they gotta stop doing that.
You can't do.
That's not a solution for everything. Because it always will circle back to, okay, well then what y'all doing?
Right.
Where were y'all at?
It's just too many questions and too much like narrative gymnastics that you have to execute in order for it to make sense.
Oh, they just been laying low.
Yeah,
okay.
they've just been using Cerebro and
Victor
fucking
Von Doom. Yeah, he's just been laying low.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They've just been using Cerebro and fucking Professor X to wipe
Apocalypse, the
everybody's
first mutant ever.
memories.
Oh, he's just been laying low. Oh, okay.
I mean, so and then these
Silver Surfer.
No,
it's been laying low.
You can't do that, bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Silver Surfer's he could
he's-
just be out there somewhere.
But I'm just saying.
But no,
they gotta stop.
that's not. It's not a good solution.
Where was y'all at when Thanos was attacking the planet, bruh?
It's not a good solution. I mean, and even if you said, "Oh, we were just laying low
we were
because
just chilling,"
we were afraid of persecution," like that goes against everything Xavier stood for, at least up to a point, right? Like he was all about like helping humanity and showing the worth of the worth of mutants by being an ally to humanity.
Right.
So if we go that route, it's just going to require so much narrative bullshit in order for it to even kind of make sense. And by making it make sense, it's going to lose all of the like context that X-Men need. They need to have been there already.
Yeah.
And if they were there already, the only option is that there was Xavier was using Cerebro and his powers to erase everybody's memory. Like, what the fuck kind of harebrained nonsense is that? Like, think about that. Like, if that wasn't, imagine if that wasn't somebody's fan theory. Because, people fall in love with their fan theories and it sounds good to them. But if Kevin Feige dropped that on y'all's desk without it being a fan theory, y'all would throw a fucking tomato at him. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? It's just so much easier. And I worried about this. I didn't worry about it, but I like left the door open when we first talked about this. I was like, yo, like don't overthink this shit, dog. Don't like just make the easy pass. Like it's a wide open layup. Just take it. Just take it. Don't try to do too much here. And so and look, man, there's still a scenario where they could just introduce the idea of mutants, right? Like in this universe, and still do this thing where they merge universes together where mutants have already existed for a long time. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know, man. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, and it makes me feel a little bit nervous. I sent you a fucking text earlier, dog. I trust Feige, but y'all just got to be careful with my babies, man. Like the X-Men are very important to your boy. Like let's not fuck around here. I trust Feige. He hasn't given me any reason to doubt him, but like if we fumble this, I'm gonna be very hard. I'm gonna be a tough critic to like satisfy here, bro. Like you can't fumble this bag. Like it's the X-Men, bro. That is Marvel's most famous property, second maybe only to Spider-Man. Like, come on, what are we doing? Get it right, dog. That's all. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to have some faith here and hope that they won't.
Me too.
I don't know. Oh, they've been here. They're just chilling.
The good news is though, I'm totally fine with Kamala being a mutant. I learned that she was actually supposed to be a mutant at first, but there were. Yeah, she was introduced during a time
with that as well.
Yeah, she was introduced during a time where the like the kill the mutant like sentiment because they didn't have the rights to the mutants was already underway. So no new characters could be mutants. They had to all be Inhumans. What a fucking horrible time that was. Good Lord. And the fucking Inhumans are they came up with a uncanny Inhumans run. Like what a slap in the face.
That's so gross.
Disgusting. I don't like Black Bolt, but fuck the Inhumans in general.
Kind of don't care. But yeah, man. And then, I mean, the smaller reveal was kind of like like a negative zone teaser, kind of.
Yep. I think that's exactly what that was. Negative zone. So there's a couple of theories about, the Kamala Khan. There was one theory, and I still think that there's something to this, right? Because we know that there's a connection between the Bengals and the 10 Rings. So like whatever energy, whatever dimension that's from is probably similar to where the 10 Rings are. So there's one theory that the 10 Rings are actually the other Bengal, but just like separated. There's another theory though that it seems to be more likely that like the other Bengal was in the possession of Carol Danvers, and that's what caused them to switch places in the negative zone. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited about the Marvels though. They've got my attention now. I mean, I was always here for it, but like, it's going to be a movie that's going to be important to whatever's coming next. So I'm excited for it.
Agreed. Yeah, man, me too. Let's stick on that subject. Marvel movies, Thor, Love, and Thunder. What did you think of Thor, Love, and Thunder?
That shit was good, bro. I don't understand why people were hating on it.
I don't either.
I liked it a lot, yeah.
I actually loved it. I thought that we talked a little bit off air. Story aside, everything. I feel like MCU has really struggled to nail like a fighting style for Thor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like this movie, they really nailed it. They nailed his fighting style. They nailed the combat in this movie. That's all I care about. But no, they really did, man. I thought the action and I thought the fight scenes in this movie were awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought they really finally kind of nailed it and figured out, how he should fight with a giant hammer in his hand. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it was dope. I thought the fights in this movie were fantastic. I did, man. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good. I thought who was that played Gore?
Christian Bale.
I thought he did good as Gore the God Butcher.
Christian Bale was so much better of an actor than everybody else on the fucking. It was so good that it like almost hurt the movie. Like his ass was way too off. Like it was too far off. And like everybody else's ass was cemented firmly,
stapled on their skin.
Right.
But yeah, I thought he was good. The Necro Sword. It was good. I thought it was a good movie, man. I mean, it didn't really do much in terms of like having crazy theories afterwards and all this stuff. But I thought for what it was, I thought it was dope. And I I like Ragnarok, but I think this might be my favorite Thor movie, though. I honestly liked it that much. I thought it was really good.
I think I like Ragnarok a little bit more, but like they were both great. Like I like them both a lot.
Yeah. Obviously the Eternity appearance was really dope.
So look, bro, let me just tell you like this, dog. You already know I am a cosmic Marvel overdog. Dog, give me all the entities, bro. Give me all the galactic Marvel, multiversal beings. That was such a fucking amazing comic accurate version of Eternity.
It was really dope.
Holy shit, bro. It was so dope. That was like my favorite 5 seconds of the movie.
Yeah,
like, yo.
That was really cool.
And that shit was like, it reminded me, this is interesting. It kind of reminded me of the same vibe that I got from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
They were, not like, kind of like the cosmic donut.
Yeah.
And like that scene where they were rocks, it was because it was like completely silent. Yeah, it was just
cool.
It was dope, man. Super, super cool.
I liked it. Also, I think the little girl is actually Chris Hemsworth's daughter in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I did some research on her.
Yeah, I was gonna say what is gonna become of her.
I think that's a new character.
Okay.
I'm sure, like with everything in the MCU, they probably based it off of some existing character, but Gore the God Butcher does not have a daughter per se.
Okay.
As we continue, I'll look it up and see what I can find.
All right, bet. But like I said, man, I enjoyed it. I actually thought it was awesome. Maybe my favorite Thor movie. I think I need to watch Ragnarok again. But I did really like Ragnarok, but I liked it a lot, man. I actually super duper mega hyper ultra hot take here. I like this better than Multiverse of Madness.
I don't know if I agree, but it's not a crazy hot take.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy hot take.
I did because it may have something to do with I kind of went into this movie with low expectations, and then it was better than I thought it was going to be. So I really liked it.
Yes.
I kind of went into Multiverse of Madness with high expectations, liked it, didn't think it was bad, but, same with Spider-Man. I went into Spider-Man with huge expectations, and I didn't really think it was, I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, so, I just, again, man, we fucking knew too much, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. I hate that we all had to. But nobody else seemed to care. Like nobody else cares about that shit except for me, bro.
But it bothers me though because, like you said, instead of you losing your mind, it's more like giving them props. For not
good
for not messing it up.
At least they didn't fucking fumble that shit.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to like, what the?
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember seeing movies when you
right, and you just had no idea,
no internet, and you were just a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like way different now. But before we get into our 90s talk of film, let's go back to sports real quick. Remember, we've been doing our top 25 countdown of our favorite Warriors and our favorite Pistons. Go ahead.
Real quick. Apparently this is I didn't know. I'm not familiar with this cosmic being, but apparently it's Mistress Love, who is like another, like the embodiment of love.
Okay.
Love, singularity. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. The singularity. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a lot. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, it should be cool. We'll see more of her soon.
The little girl.
Yeah.
Bet.
And she's gonna. I bet you we see her in Guardians 3. I bet.
Probably for sure.
All right. So we got some.
But
Pistons.
let's go, man. Warriors Pistons countdown. Remember, we were counting down our top 25 favorite, my favorite Warriors players, his favorite Pistons players. We are now on number 15 through 11 for this episode. Again, I'll start at 25 for my list. My number 25 is Gary Payton II. 24 is Leandro Barbosa. 23, Larry Hughes. 22, Gilbert Arenas. 21, Al Harrington. And then White! Number 20, Troy Murphy. Number 19, Mike Dunleavy. Number 18, David Lee. Number 17, Antoine Jameson. And number 16, Steven Jackson.
Nice.
Now, we are approaching the top 15. Let's go, man. My number 15 favorite Golden State Warrior of all time, Kevon Looney.
Really?
Let's go, man. This guy.
Good player.
Kevon Looney, man. A lot of people don't know this dude. Before he had all these crazy injuries, he had like some bad hips. This dude was like a 6'9" like guard in high school. His high school footage is kind of crazy, you know. And then he went to college, and then I think he had to get like hip surgery like twice or something. If you look at him, he looks like he's always hurt.
Yeah,
the way he moves. But I love Looney, man. And one, super high basketball IQ, super important part of this year's championship, and also just a monster rebounder. Completely saved our lives in the series against Memphis on the glass, and he can defend, and he's a monster rebounder, and he's a great passer. And remember, I talked about in the league right now, it's hard to have a center on the floor that can't shoot, you know, per se, unless they're a good passer. And he is a really good passer. So I love Looney, man. Just really saved them in the playoffs this year. So shout out to Kevon Looney. Coming in at number 14. We got one of my favorite players from the We Believe team back in the day when they beat the Mavericks when they were the 8th seed, and that's Monte Ellis, man.
It's a great player.
Loved Monte Ellis. A little selfish. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? He was mad when they drafted Steph. You know, I ain't forget about that. He was mad when they drafted Steph. You know, and everybody's like, oh, they can't play two small guards. Well, Steph's got 4 championships.
Yep, fuck off.
But Monte was my guy. Lightning fast, knockdown mid-range shooter, amazing athlete, straight out of high school, man. One of those last guys to come straight out of high school. He was a beast. He's another player who I would be willing to bet may have averaged 20 a game for his career, or like 18 or 19 for his career.
Agreed.
Let's see. Look it up. Oh, this fool looking at Pistons stats.
No, my bad.
Obsessed.
I was trying to solve a problem.
Okay.
Let's look up Monte Ellis. He did. No, he averaged like 20 something. Bro, what are you talking about? This nigga averaged 26 one year.
Oh my God, let's go. Yeah,
in
for sure.
2010.
What's his career average?
Career average 18 points a game.
I was right. Yeah. But yeah, Monte was a bucket, man. He was a bucket for sure.
26, bro. He averaged 26, 5, and 4 on pretty decent efficiency. He's a good player. Never made an All-Star team.
Ridiculous. But yeah, man. So yeah, he was, man. But when he was playing, those shooting guards in that era were nuts.
Did he win a championship with Dallas or no?
No,
he wasn't.
He didn't. No, he was like after he left Golden State. I know it was Dallas for a minute, and he played for like Milwaukee and for a little bit. But yeah, shout out to Monte Ellis, man. Coming in at number 13, the only other guy on the Warriors that's got 4 championships outside of the big 3, and that's Andre Iguodala.
Let's go.
Shout out to Iggy, man. This guy, veteran. He was that vet they really needed for that first championship. Stole Finals MVP from Steph Curry, which he should not have gotten. Go look at Steph's stats. Go look at his averages for that series. Completely ridiculous.
Yep.
All because he played. He didn't even. And this is me, a Warriors fan who loves Andre Iguodala. He didn't even shut down LeBron. He just played. He just guarded him.
Yeah, played serviceable defense against him.
Completely ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But shout out to Iggy. That's my guy, man. And he's one of my favorite Warriors ever. So shout out to him. And like, this dude always makes the big shot. Back, years ago, he always hit. This dude will come off the bench, hadn't taken a shot all day, will knock down a 3. Like he always used to hit the big shot. A good defender, athlete, sneaky handle.
And I know we're only talking about his Warriors career, but let's not forget he was a flat out like one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, when he was on Philly. Facts.
He was like a little miniature LeBron James.
Yeah, he was a superstar. Shout out to Iggy. Coming in number 12, another veteran. I don't know as far as like mercenary rings go. I think that this guy, I was very happy to see this guy get a ring, and that's Sean Livingston, man. Hey. Coming in at number 12. My guy came out of high school years ago, drafted by the Clippers. Big 6'7" point guard, great passer. Dude, he was like getting compared to Magic Johnson and all this. And then he got one of the worst knee injuries in the history of sports.
Exploding knee.
Literally.
Fucking gross.
Never thought this dude would play basketball again. Comes back to the league, finds his way on the Warriors. And my guy was he was so good. He was obviously had the handle, could pass, but then he ended up just having the wettest mid-range jumper ever,
dog.
He was the mid-range king.
Yep.
With the Warriors, man. And when he won the championship, I was so happy for him because I was a fan of him when he first came in the league. So shout out to Sean Livingston, man. That's my guy. I'm super glad he got a ring. One of my favorite players of all time.
There it is.
Closing off the 15 to 11 portion of this list. Coming in number 11, one of the members of Run TMC. This guy was a bona fide all-star in the league. He I actually think he may have won all-star MVP. I'm not sure. Won Rookie of the Year when he was in his rookie year. And that's Mitch Richmond.
Bruh.
Bucket getter.
I was just looking at him the other day.
Man, he was only on the Warriors for like 3 years, and then he left. I think he went to Sacramento, got paid.
Went crazy.
But he was a bucket, man.
Bro.
Shout out to Mitch Richmond.
Mitch Richmond secretly like second best shooting guard in the 90s. Like no bullshit.
Read some of his stuff. He was Rookie of the Year too.
Yep. 6-time All-Star.
Bro.
Career average 21, but he had when he went his best season in Golden State, dog, he came into the league when he was 23, damn.
Yeah.
24. And he used to he shot it pretty well.
Oh no, he was a good 3-point shooter.
I thought he shot it more than he did. But he did shoot it well. I mean, he had one season in Sacramento where he averaged 26, shooting 43% from 3 on 6 attempts a game. Bloody Cashman.
Bucket getter.
Hey, bro, he had one season where he shot 44% from 3 on 6 attempts a game, dog.
Shooter, man.
Really, really
Mitch
good
Richmond,
player.
One of my NBA Jam go-tos back in the day. So that's my 15 through 11. Kevon Looney, Monte Ellis, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, and Mitch Richmond.
So I used to get Rod Strickland and Mitch Richmond confused.
Rod Strickland was cold.
He was cold. He wasn't quite the player Mitch Richmond was, though.
Yeah, he was like a New York point guard guy.
Yeah.
Everybody used to talk about him.
No, he was good, but Mitch Richmond was the fucking man. Mitch Richmond to me is one of the most underrated players ever
of all time.
Like
he's like, in my opinion, he's in the same class as like Joe Dumars.
Agreed. Yeah. No shit. I mean, he's a better scorer than Joe Dumars for sure. So 6-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year,
bro,
and 1-time All-Defense.
Being All-NBA, it's harder than being an All-Star too.
Sure.
Like that's a big. Those are big accolades,
bro. Really comparable career to Joe D. Low key, again, better scorer than Joe D. Joe D. Joe D. 1 year average when Isaiah retired and
bro, Joe Dumars was cold.
Bro, he averaged 24.
Like one of my favorite players ever. He was cold.
24, 4
Joe
assists.
D was a bucket and a lockdown defender.
Okay, so that might be what separates them.
Bro, chubby Joe D shot the blood in the teal jerseys.
Bro, this nigga shot 43% one season, and was an all-star. So that might be what set them apart a little bit. He's certainly in the same tier as Joe D. Joe D, 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense. That's the difference. 2-time NBA champ, obviously that's the difference as well.
Yeah.
But for sure, bro, Mitch Richmond, he got a finals. Dog, Joe Dumars is so fucking good. He got everything, bro.
Yeah, he got a finals MVP.
He got 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, 2-time champion, All-Rookie, Finals MVP.
He might be the most underrated NBA player of all time.
Bro, he got so many.
Nobody talks about him.
I mean, literally one of the greatest shooting guards ever. I would have said, because Joe D played in the 80s as well, I didn't put him in that conversation, but I think that
bro, he doesn't get, nobody talks about him. He was cold.
Super cold, man.
Again, this is another guy who did all the stuff.
That's
really crazy.
Good. But to Mitch Richmond to me in like that 90s NBA Live, NBA Jam, Michael Jordan era, I think he was the second best shooting guard. Him and, you know who had a shot for a second?
Reggie Miller.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I would say MJ,
Shit.
Reggie. Mitch Richmond is definitely up there.
Hold on, though, dog. I don't know. Let me look. Let me look, though. Hey, dog. Nah, bro. Reggie ain't got quite. Dog, Mitch Richmond might be better than fucking Reggie Miller, bro. Look at okay, so 5-time All-Star for Reggie Miller, 3-time All-NBA on the 75th anniversary team. Mitch Richmond flat out got more accolades and
bro, like you really, he's definite. If he's not number 2, he's 3. So it's close. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Reggie
because
had one season.
The only other shooting guards in the 90s I can think of is like Clyde Drexler.
No.
And maybe,
bro, there's one.
Like the other guy, like Steve Smith. These guys weren't. I don't think
there was one, bro,
Allen
but he
Houston.
got hurt. There was one. Isaiah Ryder, bro.
Yeah.
Isaiah Ryder was my guy.
Isaiah Ryder was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah, he got hurt though. He never quite got to that level, but he had one season where he was averaging 20 something.
Yeah.
I fuck with Isaiah Ryder though.
He was a good athlete too.
Bro, J.R. Ryder, like maybe best sports name of all time. Like, yeah, no, Mitch Richmond,
yeah,
has like objectively better stats than Reggie Miller.
Yeah, I told you if he's not 2, he's 3. So like he definitely could have been number 2 behind Mike.
Dog, I might be retroactively a really big Mitch Richmond fan all of a sudden. Like the numbers just don't lie, dog. Like he was a fucking but Reggie shot the bloodier kind of. Reggie, it's close. Reggie's 3-point career percentage was 39. Mitch Richmond was 38. But again, objectively, like really similar careers.
Yeah.
And I think Mitch Richmond is super underrated. Anyways, my bad.
And Mitch Richmond was a little more. He could get a shot in more ways.
Yeah, he was more of a he was more of a go get a bucket kind of guy.
He was. But all right, man, let's hear yours. 15 through 11 for the Detroit Pistons.
All right, bro. Here's
this dude
one.
about to have Jaden Ivey on his list. Oh, you already have.
I did. He's number 25. Never played a game yet. No, man, I got a good one, bro.
I love it.
I got a good one, man. We thought we had at one point we had him and Grant Hill on the same team, bro. Number 15, Allen Houston.
Oh, let's go.
We thought Allen Houston. I remember when we drafted
Allen
him.
Houston, man.
We thought Allen Houston was about to be the man. He was like the 4th pick in the draft or something like that.
That's crazy. I remember he was definitely, he could shoot, man. He was he had a good career with the Knicks, but I wish he would have stayed in Detroit.
Yeah. Why isn't Grant Hill on this team? When did the Pistons draft Grant Hill? Did we? Oh, I think we actually drafted
Allen Houston was.
I think we drafted Allen Houston first.
I think so too.
Allen Houston was in 93, 94. And
no, Grant was there before that. Grant was in 90. I thought he was in 92.
No, 94, bro. Because
Okay.
he's not on the so 93. This was Grant. This was Allen Houston's first season. Him because it was him and Lindsey Hunter. They both went in the first round.
Okay.
And then next season, 94, 95, Grant Hill. So we had Grant Hill and Allen Houston on the same team for I think 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
so in 95, 96. What were we doing? Grant Hill averaged 20. They both averaged 20. Grant Hill had 20. Allen Houston averaged 19.7. Shooting 43% from 3 on 5 attempts.
Oh, and they let this dude out of there.
Yeah, and we had Otis Thorpe averaging.
That's crazy.
How many blocks? Oh, not as many blocks. I wonder what happened. I thought Otis Thorpe was a blockman.
A blockman.
Otis Thorpe, Joe Dumars, Lindsey Hunter.
Are you thinking of Theo Ratliff?
Yeah, I am.
Getting
Theo,
them confused. I used to get them too confused for some reason.
Yeah. Theo Ratliff was a shot.
He was a blockman.
A shot blockman. Shot blockman.
Shot block. And it's blocked by Shot Blockman.
This team was good, man. They made the playoffs, and then in 90. Oh, look at those guys, bro. Let's go. And then in 96, 97 is when they had that. That was that Doug Collins year where they went.
Grant Hill was so cold.
He was, man.
Man.
And we had already traded. Unfortunately, we had already gotten rid of.
Man, Grant Hill was cold.
Yeah, bro. Look at a young, old Stacey Augmon on that Pistons team.
Oh boy, so I remember Stacey Augmon got cooked by Allen Iverson in the playoffs. They was like, yeah, he was like 6'7", and he was supposed to lock AI up. That dude dropped 55 on his head.
Grant Hill's rookie year, that nigga was shooting what's the opposite of the blood? That nigga was shooting the fucking mustard at the rim. That nigga shot 19% from 3 as a rookie. Come on, Grant Hill, what you doing, baby?
Shooting the mustard.
Grant Hill.
Oh my god.
So good. More on him later. All right. So
shooting the mustard.
Yeah,
that's what you
that
said.
nigga was not shooting the blood at all.
That was hilarious.
Not even a little bit. Shout out to Grant Long. I forgot he was on this team.
Went to elementary school with his daughter too.
Really?
Yeah. a lot of them Pistons kids went to Southfield schools, man.
Yes.
I was going to school in Southfield when I was a little guy.
Grant Hill, so fucking sweet, dog. Fuck, dog. One season, Grant Hill averaged 27, 7, and 7, dog. So fucking good,
Beast.
man. Damn.
Beast, man.
Anyways, so number 14, dog. The Prince of the Palace, Tayshaun Prince. That was my mom's favorite Piston for some reason. I don't know why she liked him so much.
His name.
Yeah. Tayshaun.
Man, that dude was so cold in college.
Dog, most dominant
Kind of
performance.
reminds me of Antoine Jameson in the way that he just had like a super unorthodox game.
Yeah. Bro, Tayshaun averaged that whole Pistons run, that nigga averaged a solid 14.7. Nigga get you a stop and a bucket whenever you need it. a crucial ass steal and a chase down block, and if you need a bucket, give it to him on the short corner. He'll wear somebody out for a couple of quarters.
Do you remember when he was a rookie and he was just posting up?
Yes.
The Sixers team in the playoffs.
Yes, bro. Yeah, man. Tayshaun. So I was hard on Tayshaun. I got a little bit tired of him once like that era of the Pistons went away.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, all right, Tayshaun, this whole methodical slow shit that you're doing doesn't work anymore. Like, come on, move, get out of here.
Hilarious.
What's
Tayshaun doing now?
He's like in the front office in Memphis, I think.
Okay, is it Memphis or Minnesota? I was gonna say I thought it was Minnesota.
Yeah, I think he's like the assistant GM in Minnesota. He about to.
That's fine.
All of those guys. I mean, Chauncey's a coach. Ben and Sheed are both coaches.
Yeah.
Rip is doing
Didn't
something.
he like randomly play for them?
For Minnesota, yeah. Yep, he did.
And he played. Where else did he play?
Boston.
It was so weird when he was like not on.
He played for Memphis for 2 seasons. He
played to Boston
for like half of season.
Okay.
Minnesota. Tayshaun's super serviceable, bro. Actually, underrated Bloody Cashman. Shot 37% from 3 for his career.
Yeah, but he was like, when he was in college, Kentucky.
Bro,
Dude was cold.
5 threes in a row to start the game, each one from half court, basically. No, seriously, if basketball fans,
from Compton, bro,
right? That nigga from the hood, cars. I remember I remember he had an interview and they were talking about cars. Yeah, man, I just like cars, man. It's cars. It's like, dog, where are you from, bro?
Oh man, Tayshaun.
Young basketball fans, go look up Tayshaun Prince versus, I think, was it North Carolina?
No, it was Duke.
Against Duke. Look up Tayshaun Prince versus Duke. And he literally starts off the game in like you know how on 2K when you get like your on fire, you get your game breaker, whatever the fuck this shit is called now. I think it started off with that activated and started spotting up from, bro. We'll save it, but it started spotting up from like 30 feet.
Man's in threes from everywhere.
And they could not check him, bro. Like, and when they finally did try to check up on him, he literally stepped 2 feet in front of half court and pulled up from Steph Curry range, bloody cash. Amazing. One of the most down. And I think he ended up with like 40 that game. Like couldn't.
He did. No, he dropped 40.
Yeah, couldn't be checked.
Game, yeah.
Could not be checked. Didn't have nothing for Tayshaun, my man. So shout out to Tayshaun Prince, number 15 or number whatever. Number 14. Number 13, taking it back, man. Taking it back in the day a little bit. Going with the childhood best friend of Isaiah Thomas from Chicago, Mark Aguirre.
Oh.
Mark Aguirre, man. He
wow.
Holy shit. This nigga was a fucking bucket, dog. Oh my God. Doug, look at his numbers. Before he got to the Pistons, he averaged 18 his rookie year. 24 his sophomore year.
Oh my God.
29.5, 25, 23, 26, 25.
Bucket.
This nigga was a fucking machine. Holy crap. He's not in the Hall of Fame. How is this possible?
He's not?
No. Dog. What the dog? Mark Aguirre was a fucking machine bucket, dog. What is going on? He's only a 3-time All-Star. He played in the 80s where like niggas was scoring 150 points a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say he played in a tough.
But when he came to Detroit, he didn't even start, man. He wanted to play with his homie, with his boy.
Wasn't he a number 1 pick overall? I think he was the first pick in the draft.
Let me see. Yes, he was in the 1980. The same draft as Isaiah.
Okay, yeah.
And they both came into the league going nuts. And you know what's funny? Funny story. They actually traded. Now you thought his numbers were crazy. They traded in order to get Mark Aguirre. They traded Adrian Dantley to get him, and Adrian Dantley hated Isaiah Thomas because he played for such a fucking. He played in this really slow, methodical. He was like Tayshaun Prince before Tayshaun Prince. Right. 6'5", power forward, super weird. But bro, this nigga scored so many fucking baskets, dog. Look, these are some highlights in his career. One season average 26, another season 28, another season 4 seasons, 5 seasons in a row, dog. 30, 30.7, 30.3, 30.7.
Wait, he's averaging 30?
Nigga, from 1981 until 1985.
Bro, why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
He is. Adrian Danley's in the Hall of Fame.
This is Adrian Danley.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
this was Mark Aguirre.
But they traded Mark Aguirre. They traded Adrian Danley to get Mark Aguirre. But listen to these numbers, bro. From 1981 to 1986, this nigga averaged 30.7, 30.3, 30.7, 30.6, 26.6, 29.8. This nigga was literally unstoppable. Could nobody check this nigga, bro. Bucket. But he hated Isaiah, and Isaiah hated him, and they needed to get his ass off the squad. So they traded him for Mark Aguirre, and Mark Aguirre got them a championship. Imagine having a 25. Imagine having James Harden coming off your bench, but like before he was like James Harden when he was on the bench wasn't quite James Harden yet. Like imagine he was already James Harden, but he was coming off the bench and just giving you like him and Vinnie Johnson coming off the bench. You couldn't nobody stop them niggas, bro. They had a 4-guard rotation of Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Vinnie Johnson, Mark Aguirre. What you gonna do to stop those guys? Nothing. Not gonna be able to do it. Number 14, Mark Aguirre. Although Mark Aguirre was he was like a 6'6" small forward. Either way. Number 13, 12. Number 12.
Corliss Williamson.
Nah, man, but I did like Corliss. This is one of my favorite Pistons, bro. You want to talk about a bucket. Nigga, Jerry Stackhouse.
What? Let's go. That was my guy.
Jerry Stackhouse.
Get you a triple threat, jab step, one dribble,
triple
pull
threat,
up, fade away. Michael Jordan light.
Yes, bro. Seriously, he came from the Michael Jordan school of like triple threat shooting guard, and that school was North Carolina because
I love
Jerry Stackhouse, Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, obviously. Low key, and again, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's not just the style of play. Rashad McCants.
What's his? Yeah,
it was the similar type of player. Joseph Forte was a similar type of player. Not as good, but the same type of like
What's his
game.
career average? Because Stackhouse was a bucket. He straight up led the league in scoring one year.
He did. So Stackhouse's career average isn't as high as you would think because he had a second career as like a journeyman.
Okay,
but his career average still 17 points a game. But
okay.
So when he first came to Philly, him and Allen Iverson, cold ass backcourt. He averaged 20 in his first 2 seasons. And then when he got traded to Detroit, he started off his first 2 seasons. He was their 6th man. He wasn't starting. 16, 15, 15, and then once he got that starting role, I think this is right after they traded Grant Hill. It was Jerry Stackhouse time, 25, and then the next season where he led the league in scoring, nigga, 29.8 points per game. 2-time All-Star during that time frame. And then he actually got traded to Washington for a young Richard Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what happened after that. So, yes, Jerry Stackhouse was in a dunk contest that year, too. Did not win. But still, he was there. And then number 11, to round this out, kind of surprising that he's as high on the list as he is, but Andre Drummond. What? Andre Drummond, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Andre Drummond.
I thought you hated Andre Drummond.
I do now, but I won't say that. I won't say I hate him. I think Andre is a perfectly fine player. I just think that Andre, he just needed more. He needed a guy. He needed a bucket getter around.
Yeah,
Imagine Andre Drummond.
They were trying to like build a team of 2 bigs.
Right. No. Fucking hell, man. Imagine if Andre Drummond had Cade Cunningham to run the point. He would be so much better, bro. And instead of trying to post him up, just throw this nigga lobs. But Andre Drummond, like, legitimately one of the greatest rebounders of all time. Yeah. Led the league in rebounding 4 times. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. All-rookie team, 2-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. Not going to make the Hall of Fame, but Andre has had a serviceable career, bro. Like a good NBA center as a career. Not bad. Had a couple of seasons where he put up video game numbers, bro. I think in the season before he got traded, he averaged 17 and 16. Like those are NBA 2K center creative player numbers. If Andre could have put it together a little bit more as a shot blocker, he would have been a perennial all-star in my opinion. I really appreciate how he improved his 3-point. Yeah, right. I really appreciate how he improved his permanently improved his free throw shooting. He went from being a 37% like all-time bad free throw shooter to a still bad, but like a reasonable 66%, which still sucks, but like you don't really see that kind of improvement ever. So shout out to Andre Drummond, man. He was a serviceable pro, and he was like the only bright spot for a really shitty time for the Pistons, bro. Holy cow.
That's facts.
Gross. So that's my list, man.
Bang, bang, Wookie Street gang.
16, Allen Houston, 15 Allen Houston, 14, Tayshaun Prince, 13, Mark Aguirre, 12, Jerry Stackhouse, number 11, Andre Drummond.
Boom. All right, man. Before we get into the definitive 90s, favorite 90s list, real quick, man, just we're 80s babies, 90s kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of us grew up in that 90s era. And like 90s cinema, man, like we said earlier, like it was so many things that the 90s brung. Like action movies, like slasher films were big in the 90s. Like teenage movies were big in the 90s. Martial arts. Disney had like a big breakout in the 90s with the animated films. Yep. CGI had kind of a breakthrough with movies like Toy Story, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they had been flirting around with using CGI in the 80s and it was bad, and they kind of figured it out in the 90s. Ooh boy, that scene you showed me.
Holy
I was in tears when you showed me that scene from the 80s Dune movie. But yeah, man, like CGI breakthrough, like kids sports movies were huge in the 90s.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know, Sandlot, Little Rascals, Little Giants, Rookie of the Year, Mighty Ducks, you know what I'm saying? Space Jam. Like there were so many sports movies. And then in the 90s.
Angels in the Outfield
was a good one. And then like hood movies, man. Like hood movies really where that genre kind of was like a big thing in the 90s too, man. So
both comedies and serious ones.
Yeah, for sure. So with that said, I got a bunch of lists for this one, man. This was a lot. There's a lot of obscure titles. But we got the top 10 SwordCast Definitive Top 10 90s films here. Before we get into this list, man, do you have any predictions for your boy?
I do. I have 5, and I feel good about 3 of them. So yeah, okay. All right. So I feel really good about The Matrix.
Okay.
I feel really good about the 90s Ninja Turtle. Yes, 1999, just barely made it. I feel really good about the 90s Turtles movie.
Okay, 1990.
I feel really good about Friday. That's the one I wasn't thinking about.
What year did that come on?
95 or 6.
I mean, I know it's a 90s movie, but yeah.
Let's see. Friday movie was 1995. Okay. And I feel pretty good about Toy Story, the first Toy Story. And I took sort of a little bit of a shot in the dark with Mortal Kombat, but we'll see. Also, maybe I'll throw a 6th one in there. I think maybe 3 Ninjas, the first one.
Oh, let's go.
And for me, I had to make a rule, man, because there's so many. I only did one from each category.
Yeah, and you know, maybe I should have did that. That was because this was tough, man. Like it was tough.
Man, you got a bunch of Jackie Chan movies too.
Yeah, bro.
So we'll see. All right, what we got?
But like I said before we get into this, you know, we'll talk about these movies more when we do our own list and in the next episode. But yeah, in the 90s, bro, I was obsessed with 3 people. You know, Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Those 3 guys. Anything they were doing, I was watching it and obsessed with it. So, yeah, before we get started, you already know, some big surprises, okay?
Oh, Lord.
There was no Jim Carrey love. I thought that Jim Carrey was really big in the 90s, man. Like the Ace Ventura movies, hilarious. The Mask,
yeah.
Hilarious. Cable Guy, hilarious.
Yep.
So I was surprised to see that Jim Carrey didn't get any love. Another big surprise, no Space Jam. I thought that Space Jam was going to be like one of the big time heavy hitters, and Space Jam got no love.
Wow.
There was no love for sports movies. There was only like a couple votes for like Sandlot. You know what I'm saying? There's so many good kid movies, sports movies in the 90s, and there was just not a lot of love for the kid movies. And now here we go. So before I do the one with the most votes, I'll say the movie that I am the most surprised that didn't make the list.
Oh, Lord, I'm nervous.
So I know how big we have a lot of big anime fans, and when I'm thinking of the 90s, right? I'm thinking of the 90s. I'm thinking of some classic anime films that came out in the 90s. I'm actually shocked that Ghost in the Shell does not make this list, because considering the community that we have, I think that movie was huge for a lot of us.
For sure.
And I'm surprised that Ghost in the Shell didn't make this list.
Me too. What the fuck you guys doing?
Another surprise. There's only one Disney movie on the list.
Oh.
I thought Disney would kind of sneak in and get a couple movies in here. There was a handful of big Disney movies in the 90s.
Okay.
Only one made the list.
I'm going to call an audible. I'm going to take out for number 6. I'm taking out Three Ninjas and I'm adding The Lion King.
Okay. All right. And then there were so many good choices. There were so many creative ones. I'm just going to, before I read off the one that had the most votes, I'm going to read off some that almost made it but didn't. Rumble in the Bronx, man. I love that movie. Jackie Chan. Princess Mononoke didn't make it.
Really? That came out in the 90s?
It did. Came out in the 90s. I think it came out in like 94,
97. Yeah. Okay.
Rush Hour. Close. Didn't make it.
Yep.
The Crow. Close. Didn't make it. A
Good one.
90s, great 90s movie. The Crow was close. Didn't make it. Let's see what other movies we got here that didn't make it. Independence Day had some votes. Didn't make it. The Fifth Element. That movie is fire.
Yep.
That movie had a lot of votes. Didn't make it. Dead Presidents. That's a good movie. Had some votes. Didn't make it. And then some obscure ones. Just ones didn't necessarily have a lot of points, but ones that I just really like. I love Last Action Hero, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger. That movie is fire.
Hell
that movie didn't make it.
I had the toy. Remember the toy?
Yeah, with the 3 slits across the chest.
Yep.
Matilda didn't make it. Love Matilda. Such a good movie. Mrs. Doubtfire didn't make it. Shout out to Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams. Hook didn't make it. Love that movie.
What the fuck?
A Goofy movie. I love that movie. Shout out to Powerline. Goofy movie didn't make it. Addams Family, another great 90s movie.
Okay, bro. Addams Family was one of those movies that rolled out the cart on half a day or when the teacher's out.
It did, man. It did. That was a movie that got played all the time in school.
Yep.
And then, just another couple of obscure ones that I really like. Somebody had Demolition Man. I used to love that movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Universal Soldier. That movie was fire. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren from the 90s. My brother, me and him, man, we love Hard Target. That's an old Van Damme movie. That movie was fire. He had that on his list. He had the Guyver on his list. Shout out to the Guyver. I used to love that movie.
Yes.
But let's go, man. Let's get in. Oh, yeah, before we get into it. The movie that had the most votes that did not make the list.
Oh, shit.
Boys in the Hood, man.
Oh,
Boys in the Hood, it got a lot of votes and almost made it. Just missed it.
Okay.
But let's go, man. It's time for the SwordCast Definitive Top 10 favorite 90s movies. Shout out to y'all for sending in your list. Let's go. All right. Coming in at number 10, Jurassic Park.
Okay. Haven't heard that in a while. Perfect opportunity to play it.
So is this a Sonic 3 entry here?
No. I don't like Jurassic Park that much, but I know people like it. It's fine.
Word up. Same here. I'm not really crazy about this next movie either. So, but coming in at number 9, this movie also got a lot of votes, man. Fight Club.
Okay. I would think you would have liked that movie. You didn't like it?
I think I need to. This is a movie that I haven't seen in a really long time.
Yeah.
This is another one of those movies that I watched when I was younger and haven't seen it since.
I think if you watched it
I haven't
again,
seen Fight Club since I was probably like 11. So
you would like it if you watched it again.
Maybe.
I mean, by now all the twists are spoiled, but even it's worth watching again. It's definitely a movie hipsters when all the movie hipsters when they were young they liked this.
That
movie.
was their movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. So Fight Club coming in number 9. Coming in number 8, the Disney heavy hitter. I thought it was gonna be Toy Story, I gotta be honest, but it's not. It is The Lion King.
Let's go.
Coming in at number 8, the saddest Disney death. I don't care of all time. I don't care. Man, Simba sitting here trying to wake up his dad that just died. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh my goodness. Such a good movie though. Soundtrack incredible.
Yep.
One of the greatest Disney movies of all time. So shout out to The Lion King.
Boom. Coming
in at number 8. Love that movie. Saw it in theaters when it came out. Then used to watch it like literally every day.
Every day, bro.
That was
tape.
Yeah, that was one of my main go-tos as a kid. Coming in at number 7. So thus far, this is my favorite movie that has made it to the list. Blade. I love Blade. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. Superhero genre. Blade's fire. The first 2 are good, but the first one is just that's a classic.
I'll be honest. I didn't love the second one. I thought the third one was trash. But the
third one is whack.
Yeah. The first one though.
First one, Certified Classic.
Incredible.
The opening scene where he goes into the nightclub and kills all the vampires.
Yeah.
Even if you include the MCU. This is one of the best opening scenes
ever.
Yeah.
I just watched. I happened upon Blade recently when it was on TV. I just was like, "Yo, this
so
was
good."
The shit.
And Wesley Snipes, man, he is a beast.
Ass off.
Yeah,
doing some capoeira
doing the stuff too, man. I told you I used to watch the making of when I had the little DVD. He was doing all the stuff.
He was. Wesley, flat out legit martial artist.
Yeah. Very, very dope. Coming in at number 6, we can get a hood movie that makes the list, and that is Friday.
Of course.
Makes the list at number 6. This movie had a lot of votes, man.
You know, I've come around on Friday. I didn't used to like that movie that much, but I appreciate where it holds value as a
that's kind of how
classic.
I am with hood movies in general. Like, I'm not necessarily into them, but I've seen them all, of course, you know, growing up being black, and I understand the place that they hold for people. So you know, it's, as Bret Hart would say, it's fine. It's fine. Coming in number 5, Goodfellas.
Interesting.
Goodfellas got a lot of votes, man. A lot of people, mobster movie fans in here.
I mean, I'm a huge mafia movie guy.
Yeah, but you're a Godfather guy, right?
I like Godfather more, but I like Goodfellas too. Good feathers. Remember that shit from what was it, Animaniacs? The God Pigeon says.
Dog.
So
my
good.
goodness. Animaniacs classic. Yeah, man, Goodfellas cracks the top 5.
That's surprising.
A lot of votes for this movie from you guys, man. Coming in at number 4. Nah, this movie, before I say this movie, definitely spawned the career of a big-time director, and number 4 is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction got a lot of votes. I know you guys love that movie. Jules made the top 10 film characters
so
list.
Fucking good, man.
So shout out to Uma Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, number 4, Pulp Fiction. Another movie Haven't seen since I was really young. Probably should revisit that one as well.
It's good.
And all right, man, just getting into this top 3. Coming in at number 3, my personal favorite movie on this list. This movie changed my whole life, and that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from the 90s. This movie came out in the 90s, and there has not been another live-action version of the Turtles that has come close to
Not
this.
even close.
It was dark. It was funny. The fight scenes were dope.
Good.
It
Great.
was comic book accurate.
Yep.
It was incredible. And then the moms had to complain about it because it was dark, and they ruined the rest of them. The second one didn't. Like, I know people like Secret of the Ooze, and I do too because it has Ernie Reyes in it, and Keno's a dope character. But, bro, the tone of that movie is so...
Oh, yeah. It's not even close.
Not even close to the first one. They changed their design. They're, like, smiling all the time, and it's just not the same, bro.
Nope.
Ruined it. Thanks, 90s moms. Coming in at number 2. I'll be back.
Hey.
Come with me if you want to live. I love it, man.
T2. T1 or T2?
T2.
There we
T1
go.
came out in the 80s.
Oh, that's right. It was like, yeah.
Terminator 2. Let's go. One of the best action movies of all time. Yo, I told you, like, earlier last week, because of this list, I revisited this movie because I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it since I was like probably 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it for the first time since I was a kid. This movie slaps still.
Yeah.
Bro, this plot is awesome. Like it's still a great movie. Obviously I love the chase scene is like the best chase scene ever, where Arnold's loading the shotgun with one arm.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man, this movie's awesome. The soundtrack's fire too. Really good soundtrack. I love Terminator 2, man. Just a classic. Shout out to Sarah Connor, one of the lady goons of the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
But yeah, man, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Let's go. Love it. That scene where the playground exploded, and that used to give me friggin' nightmares,
right, bro.
They did not have to put that in that movie.
Right. And they fucking, like, just so dramatic, dog.
Oh, my goodness. It's the most dramatic thing ever. But I never understood what I was watching for real, and just, like, seeing it and understanding everything about it. Such a good movie.
And also, like, totally unrealistic. Like, how would that even happen? Like, an explosion like that does that kind of damage to a human. Like,
well, I think the sun exploded. I think that's what was happening, was that like they blew the sun up or something. I don't know, but yeah, very overdramatic, incredibly horrifying. But I mean, we talked about how my man's I can't remember what his robot number was, but the bad guy from T2,
T1000,
T1000,
yeah,
just was acting like a robot, and nobody man goes to John Connor's house. Hello, may I speak to John Connor.exe? Is John Connor live here? You know what I'm saying? And then, is everything all right? Yeah. Do you have a picture of John? Ridiculous, bro. Yeah, sure. Let me go get one for you, buddy.
Horrifying.
Yeah, terrifying, but awesome movie. I understand now why you cry. Such a good movie. But coming in at number one.
Wait a minute. How
you
how are they still holding on to the fence if you just got your whole body exploded? What the fuck is going on? That was fucked up, though.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
We're coming in at number one. Come on, man. You guys already know what it is. It's The Matrix.
Easy peasy.
Goats. Hey, look. Let me say this. For everybody that's like, oh, man, that shouldn't discount 1999. You guys got to remember that movies that dropped in 1999 were in development and were being written and created in the 90s.
For sure.
this is a movie that was probably in development in like 1995. You know what I'm saying?
For sure it was. I mean,
so these are 90s movies. These were born and bred in the 90s. And if you watch The Matrix, it feels like a 90s movie.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? It feels like it's a movie that happened in the 90s. So, shout out to that movie, which I love so much, and we're all big fans of. But yeah, man,
that came out in March. It was at the beginning of 1999.
Right. Facts. And like I said, it was in development all through the 90s. So
yeah,
that's it, man. That's the definitive top 10 SwordCast favorite 90s movies list. I would like to think that there's no Sonic 3 on here. Not the biggest Jurassic Park fan, not the biggest Friday fan. But
they're worthy. They're worthy of that.
Yeah, they're definitely worthy. I'm not a gangster movie guy either, but again, these are worthy films. Number 10, Jurassic Park. Number 9, Fight Club. Number 8, Lion King. Number 7, Blade. Number 6, Friday. Number 5, Goodfellas. Number 4, Pulp Fiction. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Number 2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And number 1, The Matrix. Also, shout out to some other movies, man, that I really like that didn't get on the list. The Iron Giant.
Hey.
Iron Giant's a great movie, man. That movie didn't make it. How about spoof movies too, man? We're big in the 90s. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Great.
Movie was hilarious. Nightmare Before Christmas, classic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 90s movie that didn't get on here.
There were no kids movies on this list.
There weren't, except Lion King.
Wow.
You guys forgot about
what happened to your childhood?
Yeah, man, you guys are jerks. Hey man, everybody just grew up and kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Speed as well. Keanu Reeves, True Lies, Face Off. So many good 90s movies, man. All right, y'all. You guys forgot about your childhood. Peace.